this morning on Family Matters Parenting Tuesday, where we shall be delving deep into the diverse world of parenting styles. And I'm so honored this morning to be graced in this show by two amazing ladies, a parent and an expert. Both of them are parents, and of course they're going to share with us their real life stories on parenting styles, the effects, the challenges, and what we can learn from these different styles. And I have with me in studio, we have Ruth Mwangi, who is a parent to a 14-year-old girl, and I also have Anne Karembu Mwangi, who is now the expert on matters parenting. Welcome, ladies, to our show this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Karibuni sana.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and so just to get us started and also to get you started and get involved in this conversation, please join us on our SMS line, which is 20316, and also WhatsApp number 0786316316. Give your comments, ask questions, give compliments or suggestions on how we can go about this show. Karibuni, and I'll start with Anne. Anne, you're the expert here, so we want to know, and you have 3 children.
Yes.
Yeah? So you have more experience here.
Yeah.
What are the styles of parenting? Let me not limit them. What are the styles of parenting that are there?
There are 4 styles that a psychologist came up with. That is an authoritarian parent, authoritative. There is the permissive, and there is the neglectful, or the avoidant.
Okay. And so with these 4, what are the effects? Do they have any effects? Before that, let's get to know about Ruth. Ruth, what kind of a parent are you? Because maybe you don't know the style, but what kind of a parent are you? We have the strict ones, we have the laid-back ones. What kind of a parent are you?
I'm an authoritative parent.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. So it means you already know the style of parenting that you are using.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are some of the things as an authoritative parent you do?
Some of the things, we have ground rules in the house.
Okay.
I'm a mother of a teenager, so I started way early, whereby we were able to lay rules.
Okay.
What you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
When to talk, when not to talk, and all that. So I've really, in as much as I'm authoritative, I've also encouraged communication with her.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is kind of a friendly kind of parenting.
Parenting, yes.
Okay.
Yes. We are friends, but she knows the ground rules and the boundaries.
Yeah.
She knows when mom is mad, and when...
Like those days of our parents, the eyes tell you, like, move from there and go to that other place.
And she knows when she can just come, jump, cuddle.
Fantastic,
and talk,
fantastic. Back to you, Anne. What are the characteristics of these 4 parenting styles?
Maybe I can begin with the authoritarian one.
Okay.
The authoritarian parenting is where the parent is the boss. So the child just picks orders from the parent without questioning. Mom said so, dad said so. So that child does not have the opportunity of even asking any question.
Okay.
They have to follow everything the parent has said. Then we have the authoritative that she just explained, where it is almost like an agreed stage where the child has an opportunity of even suggesting the punishment, the kind of punishment they will be given when they make a mistake. So it is authoritarian way, but the child has a leeway to discussing those rules and even understanding the why.
Okay.
So the child is answered the question why in the authoritative.
Okay.
Then the permissive is this parent who will just allow the child be.
Yeah.
I'm a good parent, I don't want to give my child trouble, so they do what they want, they behave how they want, they wake up when they want. If you want to clean the utensils or not, let the house look the way it looks, the bedroom looks the way it looks. I don't want trouble with my child. And then now there is the neglectful. Neglectful parenting is where the parent is absent. either maybe because of work issues, or maybe the parent is unwell, or the parent is also an alcoholic and now is not present. So it is caused by many causes, but mostly it is that the child is raising themselves. Or maybe being now raised by a caregiver.
No one to do assignments with, no one to check, you know.
No one to handle our emotional status. The child is just left to themselves because the parents are absent.
So that's an absentee parent. You know, most people imagine, Ruth, that because you have like now you have one child, right? So people imagine that because you have this one child, then you're going to be a permissive parent. I mean, you're my only one. So what caused you to adopt the kind of style that you did, which is authoritative?
I'll give it back to my parents. I'm a pastor's kid.
Oh, wow.
So mom was the disciplinarian, and my dad was he was an authoritative parent. I remember you'll do something and he will even tell you, what kind of punishment do you want me to give you? Okay, you want me to cane you? Go bring that cane.
Yourself.
Choose whatever. And I remember we would play around with that. You know, you go come with a small stick. And the biggest punishment my dad will give you is go sleep and make sure you cover yourself with 5 blankets. You know? And it really brought shaped how I'm raising my child. And it has really governed me. In as much as, of course, there are some things that they did that I did not agree with. Because my mom is that kind of a person of, it's this way, it's this way.
It's my way or the highway.
Yes, and we won't negotiate. I keep on joking around and I'm with her, and she will tell you, when you do something, make sure you eat, because today we are fighting. You know,
so you have the energy.
So you'll wait until dad comes. That's when you leave your room, because you know when dad is there now, you can express and and say why you did what you did. So it really shaped how I chose to raise my child. The other thing also that really contributed to that is when I found out I'm pregnant, I had a community of people who are already parents, counselors, you know, so they really walked with me. The support was there. The support was there. They really walked with me that journey, because at that particular time we were not really in good terms with the baby daddy. So they walked with me. They were able to shape me, and also the church. It really played a very big role in that.
Oh, fantastic. And I like the point that you've just put across, that your parents, you know, shaped you, because and off camera just talked about, you know, upbringing can actually impact someone's way of parenting. And I'm wondering, because you've talked about the authority, the one that, you know, it's my way or the highway kind of parenting. What are the effects, negative effects of that kind of parenting style?
Maybe before I answer that, let me bring in the aspect of how we adopt
the parenting
styles, because it is normally, some of them are trauma, they are trauma responses. So I'm responding to a trauma that I grew up with. Others, I'm just projecting what maybe I saw from my parents. Others, it's a pain I'm going through, so I'm dealing with my child now with that pain. So yes, it produces different persons in the child. The authoritarian, of course, this is a child who will not be able to make choices for themselves, because remember, what makes a person is when I am able to apply my will. So when I'm able to be me, that is what makes me. So when a child is not allowed to be themselves, so we are killing who they are. So their self-worth, their self-worth, their identity, their self-concept, that is completely messed up, because they are trying to be like this authoritarian parent. And remember, a voice of a parent is an authority in the life of a child. So it's like, this is the person I'm following. So anything they say is who I become. So if they look down on me, so I don't believe in myself. So they don't take initiatives. They will have issues of self-worth. There will be a lot of drug and substance abuse involved. Yes. And of course, even their social life is affected. Because remember, the parent is the one who makes decisions for this child on everything. The authoritative parenting, of course, is the most recommended. So, of course, it will create a child who is holistic, with good self-worth, high self-esteem, able to make initiatives, good interpersonal relationships, making initiatives even in their life. The permissive parenting will bring in a child, one who is emotionally unstable. Because remember, they have been allowed to be anything you want. So they don't have limits, they don't have boundaries, they don't have control over anything. So if I'm eating ice cream, I can eat a kg. If I am sleeping, I can sleep up to 2 p.m. So they're not able to have limits. And even at work, they will have challenges receiving guidance and authority and feedback. Yes, because there is no one who was limiting them on anything. Again, drug and substance abuse is involved a lot with such children. There is sexual promiscuity, because remember, I don't have limits even to my own body. So anybody can come, do what they want, go. The neglected child will be having issues of trauma, because now it means this child raised themselves. So any kind of challenge the child goes through, they are going through it alone. If they are easily bullied in school, because remember, they don't have the parent is the authority in the life of the child. So being the person who knows what the child is supposed to be, the child it's like a back page I read every time I'm doing something. So they don't have that. So it's like I'm picking this, I'm picking the other, because I have now to raise myself. So of course, issues of peer pressure, becoming a people pleaser, not believing in themselves. There is a lot of developmental issues that come up with the neglectful parenting. Now allow me maybe to just mention a bit on the neglectful parenting. Remember, this is a parent either who is busy, a parent who may be having emotional pain. So remember, the pain, if it is emotional pain, it has also been transferred to the child. So there is a lot of mental health issues also connected with that parenting style. Okay, that's profound, quite deep, you know. Ruth, I can see you nodding and shaking your head, agreeing with almost everything that Anne is saying. Yes. Now, you know, as this child is growing, or, you know, she was young and now she's at 14, has your parenting style evolved at any point, or it has just been consistently authoritarian? Authoritative.
I've tried as much as possible to maintain it at that, but it evolves. Because even the child is evolving. The child is growing. The child is adapting new characters. You know, you cannot compare a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old who's already in kindergarten. So she goes to school, learns new things. Now again, it's a journey. She's a teenager now. I need to find a way, maintain that, but also accommodate her as she grows. I'm able to know her better. I'm able to understand her better. I'm able to see what she wants from her perspective. So it's maintaining that, and also understanding that thin line whereby she's able to say, yes, I can talk to my mom, but at the same time, I know my mom is not my friend. She's my mom. She's my authority. She's there to guide and govern me. And above all, for me, what keeps me going in terms of also being an authoritative parent, it's using the Word of God. Wow, fantastic. Always trying to use the Word of God to make decisions. To make decisions. In as much as she's my child, God entrusted me with her. At this particular time, what can I do? What what am I supposed to do
Okay.
as a mother.
Okay,
Yes.
so you look up to God for guidance in
Yes,
that area.
yes.
Fantastic. So, and you had spoken about the 4 parenting styles according to a psychologist somewhere, but there's also the helicopter parenting.
Yes.
Would you like to just touch on that a bit? Probably there's a parent out there who's doing that and they're not aware that I'm
Yeah.
actually a helicopter kind of parent. Yeah.
Of course, the helicopter is just simply what an helicopter is.
Yeah.
Hovering around.
Yes.
It is more again of a trauma response. So mostly you find parents who have gone through maybe trauma,
Okay.
abuse growing up, especially sexual abuse or even physical abuse. Because I am fearing for my child to go through the kind of pain I went through, so I become overprotective. So
Yes.
no wonder now the helicopter hovering over the child.
Yeah.
But remember where the disconnect is the fact that the child has these fears that I have
Okay.
within have not been communicated
To the child.
to the child.
Yeah.
So the child is seeing a parent who is behaving all over me.
Yes.
But the child cannot relate. Why is my mother or father behaving like
They
this?
feel
What is-
suffocated.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this that is almost suffocating
Getting
my
the
life?
space. Yeah.
But the parent, whatever the parent is doing is genuine. But they are doing it out of fear of the things they went through or things that were done to them. Children who are abused even at home, children who are raised by step parents
Yeah.
will want to overprotect
Protect their own.
their own.
Okay.
But it is not informed and it is not intentional.
So the important thing here
is
is
unconscious.
communicate with the child or what?
No, I said it's unconscious. So even the parent is not aware that they are doing the helicopter thing.
Parenting.
Okay. Oh, it's subconsciously done.
Yes, I'm subconsciously overprotecting. Maybe let me give an example so that if there's a parent going through that, they
Yeah.
can be able to understand. So maybe you got raped when you were younger.
Yeah.
So you don't allow your child to interact with no one.
Yes.
Because in your head, you know, anytime you interact with cousins, with uncles,
Yeah.
with people in the family, this happens. But remember, this action is being informed by a pain
Yeah.
that happened to you, or maybe a child who was overworked when they were younger. So again, overprotecting the child even from doing simple chores at home, because I don't want them to go through what I went through.
Wow.
But remember, this is not, even the parent really does not know that they are doing this because. The challenge with the trauma, sadly, is that trauma informs our life
Yeah.
unknowingly. I said it is a back script.
Yes.
I read without knowing I am reading it. So it informs everything I do. And that's why, of course, we recommend going through healing, especially if we've gone through any form of trauma.
Okay.
Because if we don't heal, we pass on trauma now to the next generation, which is our
Yeah.
children. And of course, in our setups in the Christian faith, we will call it what? Generational curse.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
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 And of course, we will pray over it and lay hands and fast. And
But it's not about that.
The problem is
Yeah.
there is underlying trauma, and unfortunately, trauma is passed even to fourth generation.
True.
So it's
Yeah.
a mother passing it to the children passing it to
Yeah.
the other children,
Yeah.
because it has never been dealt with. Yeah.
Wow. So there are things we just don't look at them so spiritually. We also just need to be realistic and say, you know, this is how it should be dealt with, as much as we are praying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Allow me to be a little bit on that spiritual part.
Please do. Yes.
I don't want to say that it is not spiritual to seek healing. It is just if there is pain,
Yes.
seek healing.
Yes. Deal with the pain.
Yes, deal with the pain. Don't use prayer
Yeah.
as I normally call it a defense mechanism.
Yes.
In the church,
Yes.
we are using prayer as a defense mechanism.
Correct.
Anything we cannot handle, we will
You
pray
take
about it.
to God in prayer.
We will pray about it. Anything I don't want to confront, even when I have anger issues, I don't want to deal with the root. When I have bitterness, I don't want to deal with the bitterness. I want to pray about it. No, I have to deal with it.
Okay, great. You have a 14-year-old, Ruth.
Yes.
Technology. Has technology influenced you in any way in your parenting journey?
Yes, it has. For the longest time, I was antisocial when it comes to social media and everything. But you see, now she's in that space, especially the fact that she's an actress. She's a commercial model.
Oh, wow.
So I really had to learn to be in that space before I introduced her. She got her gadget when she turned 14. That's when she got her first gadget. But again, at the same time, there's the learning process. I had to learn. She also had to take classes and learn, understand about cyberbullying and all this. And at the same time,
you took her through a class?
I had
like yourself? Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right.
We had to pay for classes.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
For her to understand all that. Just to give her an overview, what is out there, and also have communication. We'll see it. She doesn't control her social media because it's clearly, and I let her know if it's not what you do as an actress, I wouldn't have let her be in social media until she's 16, 17. But because of this, and it demands this, now we need to learn. So we are in that space, we are learning, we are growing, we are able to interact, we are able to talk about it as we grow. But social media has really brought that big impact. Because now she's able to see people out there, what is happening, the Kardashians and all. She's out into the world. So it calls for me to know how to tone that down and also lay those boundaries and let her understand these are your limits when it comes to this. Yes.
Okay. All right. Wow. So even, you know, that one has really hit me, like you can take a child, I mean, it's important to take a child through those classes. I don't think many parents imagine it's important to take your child through those cyberbullying classes and all that. And you find your child is just, the predators are out there, and
yes,
you know, they get them at some point.
I do control
that's
her
a very
social
important
media
point.
accounts.
That's
and
fantastic.
The things you see and the things that are being sent by people you don't even expect.
Yeah,
you live
and
in
what
wonder.
they watch.
And what they watch and everything. You live in wonder and you're like, and this a teacher?
Okay.
Why is the teacher sending such a thing
Yeah.
to, you know? So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Ruth, sorry, Anne.
Yes.
You know, as a parent, there are some, and as the kids grow up, you have at least, you know, Gen Zs as they're coming there. So
I only have one Gen Alpha.
The 17.
Gen Alpha,
only one.
Oh, so the rest are Gen Zs. There you go. So there are these sensitive topics you may want to talk about. Substance abuse. As much as you're an expert in this, but imagining that you are not. So how does a parenting style, how do you align your parenting style to be able to talk about such sensitive topics, you know, sex, drug abuse, substance abuse? How do you align yourself with an individual child? Because, you know, they have different personalities as well.
Allow me to answer the question from the back. Our biggest challenge as parents is that what we fear, we don't teach. What we fear the most, we overshield and protect. Come to the topic of sexuality.
Yes.
Because we know the impact of sex before marriage on children.
Yeah.
We overprotect them. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But somehow we imagine they will be protected without empowerment.
Okay.
So there's a lot of the child literally does not really know what is happening in the area of sexuality, but we have requirements for them.
Yes.
By the time they are around teenage, there are rules we are giving them, but we never taught. The issue of drug and substance abuse, yes, we will talk about don't engage in this group, I don't want to see you with these children, I don't want to see you with that, but I have not really
we don't give them
explained the why.
Yeah.
So when I don't say the why, I live remember the children from around the age of 6
Yeah.
are normally very explorative. They want to explore everything.
Age 6.
Yes. Unfortunately, this that we have not taught them, this that we overshield them from and we didn't teach them, that is what they will explore first.
Is it like the Garden of Eden?
Yes, it is what they want. It is what they will want to know more. So, as a parent, of course, I have written a book on talking to your child about sex and sexuality.
Okay.
And I say we begin at the age of 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
The conversation to begin as early as possible.
At their level.
So that it grows as the child grows. So by the time they are around 9,
yes,
we've even discussed birth and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, to a parent, sometimes it sounds like it's weird, but we have to.
Yes. We have to.
Because we are seeing children introduced to pornography at the age of 5. So if a child stumbles on porn at 5 and I have not explained anything, how will the child consume that information?
Right.
The same with drugs. There is so much. Today there is the vape.
Yes, the
vaping.
Yes.
Which can
It is called a pen.
Yeah.
The child thinks it's a pen.
Yeah.
So I have never talked about it.
Flavored.
How will my child know that this is a drug? Even bang.
Yeah.
How will my child know that it is bang?
Because nowadays they come in cookies, cakes, all those.
So if I have never had a conversation with them, so sometimes also we blame children for things we would have done as parents.
True.
So I said what we fear most, we don't teach.
Talk about it.
We don't talk about it, but we expose our children to it by not talking.
Wow. I hope you have your pen and paper, just like me, and taking notes of what we are learning here from the parent and the expert, my guest in studio this beautiful morning. Ruth, I'll come back to you. There's this thing everybody believes in, teamwork works. Do you believe teamwork works, especially when it comes to parenting?
Yes, it does. It does. It plays a very big role.
Yeah. How do you do it with your partner? Because do you have the same style? Does everyone have their own? And how do you balance each other out?
We don't have the same style, but we understand each other. The child understands that in everything we do as a family, the parents have to agree.
They have to agree.
Yes. So every time maybe she ran to her dad, the dad will be, let me talk to your mom first. For me, the same. There are things I wouldn't just make decision. It is very clear. She'll even come and tell me, Mom, this is what I want, but I know you'll need to talk to dad, then you'll get back to me.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And are there any strategies that in such a scenario, of course, the teamwork, there's a father and a mother, and both of them have different parenting styles. What strategies may they use just to bring harmony into their parenting journey?
Parenting is not just someone has written a book that is called Parenting is Not for Cowards. One of the reasons as to why we fail in parenting is when we take parenting lightly.
Okay.
So parenting is a skill that needs to be learned.
Yes.
So people don't just become parents. It's not automatic.
Yeah.
The fact that you have a child does not make you a parent. Because
the fact that you have a child does not make you a parent. Wow.
It can make you a mother and a father, but not a parent.
Okay.
So parenting is a skill. It has to be learned. And now when it is a couple, you have to be willing to learn together. I remember even before we got married, for us, I've been married for the last 18 years. Yeah. And before we got married with my husband, we had a discussion on parenting before we got our children. Because, of course, remember we are coming from different backgrounds. My parents were both teachers, so authoritative, everything was there. The authoritarian and authoritative present.
Yeah.
And I could not have come duplicated what I had seen in my parents for my children, because it will not work.
It would not work for them, yeah.
It is even a different generation. So I cannot just replicate that and I'll assume that it is going to work. And that is one of the greatest challenge that is challenging most of us parents.
Yes.
Imagining that we can parent our children today the way we were parented.
Correct.
And I keep hearing parents repeat this statement. That is how I was raised. That is how it was happening during our time.
Yeah.
Our time is not their time.
Yes.
We are raising children literally, like when I remember when my baby was 1, nilimzaa na simu. I mean the phone was there from day 1. I got my first phone after, I think when I was in college. And it was not the smartphone.
Yeah.
So imagine trying to raise my child the way I was raised. I will fail.
Yeah.
So there must be a lot of agreement. When there is no agreement between partners, children are able to notice.
Yeah.
So they
take advantage of
they
that.
manipulate you, and they will realize the one who is the soft one. So anytime a rule is kept on this side, they will try go bed it on this other side. So there must be a lot of agreement on the same. Unfortunately, parents also compete. Who is better than the other in parenting?
Even when they're in the same house?
Yes. Others will discuss each other with children. Your father did, your father is, your mom is. The moment you have done that, yes, it may feel good because you look the good person, but you're messing up the child.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I thought the issue of, parents trying to outdo each other is probably when you're not together, like there's a separation or, but also it happens in the same house.
Right inside the house.
Okay, all right. Now we are learning every day. Ruth,
yes.
As a parent, you're surrounded by family and friends. Is there any misconception that people have about your way of parenting from friends and family?
Yes.
And what could that be?
Yes. Some think I'm very lenient in matters whereby they think I should stamp authority. But for me, I thank God. He's given me a very good support system. So when I'm wrong, I have a team that will tell me
you're not going.
You're not doing the right thing. But at the same time, it still goes back to understanding your child, understanding the situation and circumstance at that particular time, your emotions, your child's emotion at that particular time. So it goes back to what Annie said. It's not just about the child. It's about even you as a parent. Have you healed? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to grow? So there are people who look at me and they're like, you just look like sisters. That's why she's calling you Mama Zawadi. For me,
it's okay with you.
It's okay with me, her calling. There are those times she calls
on
me
a light
Mom.
note,
But then on a lighter note, she'll call me Mama Zawadi, I want this. And there's someone who will be like, no, you're supposed to call her Mama. And I'm like, no.
So these are the people who are in our time, siku zetu.
Yes,
these are the siku zetu people.
And of course, those are the people actually, older generation, they feel she's disrespecting me when she calls me Mama Zawadi, which also is a very kind and polite name to call your mom. You see, and I realized she took it from me, because at times I call my mom Mama Wangari, Mama, my brother's name, because she's seen us do it on a lighter note, but very respectful.
Yes.
She does the same.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the misconception that people have had.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, there would be a conflict when you're raising, like you've said, they've not agreed, they're not working as a teamwork, so of course conflict arises. How, as parents, how would you advise them to go about this conflict, just to now work together as a team?
Parenting is raising a godly generation. Maybe I want us to go back to God's word. The end goal is raising a responsible, godly child. Adult, not child.
Yeah, adult.
I was discussing with someone, and I was telling her, when we are able to look at children as adults, we raise them better.
Okay. Wow.
So when I look at my 8-year-old, I'm not looking at him as 8-year-old. I am looking at the adult I want to raise in him. So everything about me, I will be able to compromise for his sake.
Yes.
But now sometimes, because of, remember, we as humans, we are selfish. So we want our way first to reign at the expense of the well-being of the child. So you end up like raising the child with projecting your own pain, your own issues on them, without really minding what am I producing in this child. So that conflict, if it's managed from the point of, as we argue with my husband, who are we raising in these children?
Yes.
Then I'll be able to compromise. Regardless of the conflict that is around the two of us, I will cover, I will shield my children so that they are not able to get, this does not affect who they become in the future. Allow me to give a bit of growing up. My parents are late. So I grew up with a dad who was an alcoholic and not really very present in terms of support and financing. But my mother covered us. She never discussed my father a single day with us.
Wow.
It helped us respect him. It helped us grow up with identity, our identity not being interfered with, because we looked at him as a father for who he was supposed to be, without his image being tainted by our mother.
She protected him.
She covered him completely.
Wow.
With all his flaws. We were able to know it when we are adults.
When you look back, you see, but that guy was like this and like that. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It is.
Challenges, Ruth, in your bringing up this. Is 14 a Gen Z, by the way? The 14 is a Gen Z, right?
Gen Z, yes.
What are some of the challenges that you've gone through, even as you try to balance being a nice mom, understanding, communicating? I'm sure there are challenges that you've gone through with Zawadi.
With Zawadi. One of the challenge is the peer pressure. The influence of our friends. You know, that's a big thing. That's one thing. Even now, I'm struggling with knowing and understanding what I know about friendship and godly, not just friendship, but godly friendships. And again, you cannot just like Anne said, you cannot just shield her. She's out there, she's in school, she's going to these church camps and all this. So what kind of friends is she bringing in? Because again, each family has a way of raising their own kids, you know. So for me, friendship. Friendship, her friends, yes. Yes.
Yes. And so, and how in such a situation, how would she deal with such a challenge? How do you control, or is it vet your kid friends, quote unquote, vet them?
Anything concerning children, and I said anything you fear, empower. So even in the area of friendships, empower the child to choose right, because you will not always be with them. You can, I see parents go to the stretch of even visiting the families of the children. But is it sustainable? Can you be able to visit all of them? No. So the best thing is empower your child. Are there issues that you are worried about? Guide, teach, empower.
Empower them.
Is it you're fearing maybe they are going to be misguided? Guide them. Tell them why working with a person who is not born again is a challenge. Tell them why maybe going for those sleepovers is not good. Not just denying them to go, but helping them understand the why. When I get into this space, what are the issues? And then again, putting in their mind to know that I am raising an adult.
Okay.
There's a day you will be on your own. She's talking of her being a model.
Yes.
This child might find themselves outside the country.
Yeah.
Will she follow her there? So if you protect too much, sometimes we lose.
Okay. And I'm just going to go to our socials, and I'm seeing there's a question here, and they say, hello family, I'm enjoying the topic of discussion. I want to know if there should be a difference raising a son from raising a daughter. Are there specific styles you'll suggest for boys versus raising girls? That's back to you, Anne. I think that's your question.
Yes, it's my question because I have a girl and boys.
Yeah.
Parenting is parenting. But parenting even child A, whether they are all girls or boys, is different from how you parent B.
Yes.
One of the things that many parents do is comparing children.
Okay.
Be like this one, be like the other. Definitely boys are different. Remember, a mother does not understand how men behave. So a mother needs to study to understand men. If you don't understand the making, how a man is made, you raise a boy like a girl. I remember, I think I had to really do that because my daughter is my firstborn.
Okay.
So remember, my daughter is me. But now my son is the father.
Yeah.
So more of the, I'm talking about the biological makeup of a man. There is a way a man behaves, and there's a way a girl behaves. But now when you're not aware, you're going to raise both the same and even sometimes impose it on them. The other day I was with a young man in the office, and the boy was very frustrated because the mother kept comparing him with the sisters. And right now he's in campus, he doesn't know how to relate. He was saying he literally lives alone because there was a lot of comparison with the, so he tried coping up to be like the sisters, so he almost lost his identity.
Okay.
That's why I said parenting is a skill.
It is a skill indeed.
And I said having a child does not make you a parent.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As we wind up, because we're just about to get to the end of our amazing show today, what are some of the lessons, very briefly, that you've learned, as a parent, whether authoritative, as a parent? What are some of the lessons?
I've learned so many things. One of the things I remember telling myself this year, in the beginning of the year, I don't just want to be a present parent, but a conscious parent.
Okay.
So there's a lot of unlearning, there's a lot of learning. And not just about the child, even about myself.
Okay.
Because along the way you'll realize, oh, I have anger issues.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have time management problem, because now you're dealing with someone who's looking up to you to help govern and guide when they are growing up.
Fantastic.
So for me, it has really changed my way of life and the way I see life. And something someone told me when I got pregnant is these kids don't listen. They copy what you do.
Yeah, true that. Okay.
It's very
your final
true.
and closing remarks, Anne.
Allow me maybe to just mention on personalities of children.
Okay.
As much as we've discussed all this, if you don't understand the personality of your child and also understand your own personality, you may be having a very good style, but now you don't know who you're raising.
Yeah.
My daughter is a replica of me. She's a choleric, a leader, a pusher. And I think my first years we fought. Because remember, she is a strong-willed
and
person.
So are you.
Yes, so you can imagine two strong-willed people together. And it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad.
Okay.
It came at a certain time when she was also facing a lot of bullying in school. She's a leader, a performer. So the other kids were really bullying her. And I thank God that God enabled us to know that she opened up to me, and I was able to handle the bullying that was happening that had almost caused a lot of pain. But you can easily break your child because of personality.
So it's important to learn their personalities as well. Fantastic. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. I can see one more message here, and they say, good morning. It will be great to hear from a father's perspective on parenting next time round. Sorry, you know, to say that, but they feel like, you know, we are just ladies, and probably and so for sure, to our dear viewer Otieno, next time we'll definitely have a gentleman here to represent you. Okay, and we are winding up. Thank you so much, ladies, as I was saying, for just gracing this show. I really appreciate, and I know our viewers have learned so much today, many tips, many insights from these two parents with experience, 17 years experience and more, and 14 years experience. So we really want to urge you to keep engaging us, even on our socials, even off air on 0786316316, and also WhatsApp us on 20316. Just text us on that number to get to hear what you have to say about the show or any other question. And also, let's not forget to thank our partners, people who've been holding our hands every single day to ensure that we bring this content to you, timely content, clean content, and a content that is building you to be a better parent. So we want to thank our partners, and if you feel or want to be part of this community, just join us by sending the word partner to SMS number 20316 or 0786316316 and write the word partner. Also, if you want to contribute whatever little or more that you may have, just send it to us on our paybill number 316316, and the account number is your phone number. So see you tomorrow on Financial Clinic, where we shall be discussing the importance of insurance. So until then, have a blessed Tuesday.